So let me explain. So I have this jar, pickled asparagus jar, okay? And a few weeks back, I asked you guys to comment on a community post, random topics. And now I have written all the random topics on paper and put them in the pickled asparagus jar. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick out a paper, read what it says, and then I'm gonna talk about that thing the best of my ability. So, what I'm thinking is, depending how long I can go talking about something, sorry, my ring just about flew off, and that would not have been ASMR friendly, my bad. What I was saying is, I was thinking, depending how long I can go off about a certain topic is gonna depend how many papers I pick. So, obviously, we're gonna keep going until the jar is empty. So there's gonna be different episodes, and this is episode 1, and it'll just be like however long I think is long enough. So, I'm very excited about this. I conjured it up in my own little noggin, and yeah. And I specifically am using this jar because it has a wide mouth on it, so I'll be able to stick my hand in it. So, here goes nothing. Okay, the first topic. We've got history. I could talk about history for a very long time. I loved history personally, like learning about it. It was a very interesting topic for me. For the first year I was in university, I actually wanted to be a history major. I just find history so fascinating. I'm definitely a history buff. I find I specifically really like the time during the Cold War with like Joseph Stalin and all that. I know quite a bit about that. In the 10th grade, when I discovered who Joseph Stalin was, I could not get over his mustache. Like, that man had a mustache. And then we were supposed to make propaganda posters to, like, understand propaganda. And I made a giant Joseph Stalin poster. And I still have it because it's that important to me. Not that I, like, support Joseph Stalin. Like, I just find the whole thing so incredible. And his mustache is incredible. And there's this picture of him that really, for me, or at least solidified it in my mind, that those things weren't happening that long ago, because there's this picture of him sitting on this white wicker chair. It's like one of the ones, like the wicker wood, but it has like the back and everything. And I'm like, these aren't that old, and neither was Joseph Stalin. So I really love him. I'm also really into like Roman history and Greek mythology. I really, really love that. I took a lot of that in school, and I was an art history major for a while, and then I switched to political studies, and yeah. So history has a very, really interesting part in my soul. It was always a topic I loved learning about. I'm a little bit more into like the cultural history. I don't specifically like, that there's those people that literally watch like World War I and World War II in color. That's not me. I can't quite get into like that. But I love a good period piece. Oh my god, I went through this phase a couple years ago where all I was watching was like Keira Knightley being a princess, you know what I mean? Like, I was just into period pieces, and I just find it so interesting. Also, that reminds me, Bridgerton is coming out the second season, and I loved the first season. It was so good. Like, I eat up any of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I just find it also very, very interesting. I'm definitely the kind of person that believes that, we have to continue to talk about history and educate other people on it, because if thought it would be fun to see what I know. Just see what I know right off the tip of my tongue. So, celebrity facts. I'm just silent. I'm the kind of person, I really like to stay up on pop culture. And I thought when I was younger that I was just like, oh, I'm a teenager. Like, I just know what's going on. But as I'm getting older, I still know, and it's still like relevant to me. I think it's fun. Sometimes there's definitely like some line blurring that I don't agree with, but I do like to keep up with pop culture. It is an interest of mine, and I definitely get that from my dad. Like, he would be like watching a movie, and he would be like, oh, this is this actor, and they were in so and so, and they were also in this. So that's something that I also have inherited from him, and I guess I just thought it was, everyone did that, but as I got older and realized that people didn't know who I was talking about, it's fine though. So yeah, I'm like really up to date. Like, I know what Justin Bieber was doing today. Specifically today, he has a concert on the Justice Tour, and he was posting about his favorite Justice sweatshirt. That's his merch, and everyone should go buy it. And yeah, so like I really love to stay up to date on that kind of stuff, but I don't like to be like creepy. Like, I don't know, like, oh my god, they went to Gucci today and bought this. Like, no, I just like I keep up. And there was this phase where I was just basically, the only thing giving me serotonin for a while was like Liam Payne's Instagram stories, because he was going through his recovery because he was an alcoholic. So his Instagram stories were very interesting to me. He was like drawing and painting, and then he was like making this picture of Prince Philip after he died, and then he was like doing all of this stuff, and it was just like every single day I was going on there to see what he was up to. And the one day this was during the summer, and the one day he left his heat on in the house, and then it was like 30 degrees outside, so it got like really hot, and I don't know, like I always know what my favorite celebrities are up to, and if I don't know, it's like, oh my god, you just haven't been on the internet. Like when Sean and Camilla broke up, it was like, I felt like I was the first on the scene. Like, I was like the first person to like read the little statement they put out, and I was like, what? I had to text my sister, and I was like, they broke up, and they were like, no, they didn't. I was like, check Instagram, they broke up. So my celebrity knowledge is very high. I know a lot of the facts. I know the facts, okay? Yeah, so I am very up to date on that. Sometimes I'm even up to date on YouTubers and TikTokers, but I kind of go through YouTubers and TikTokers a little faster than I do like celebrities. And I think it's just because the information I'm so sorry, I don't know what was going on there, but I feel like it's because the information from like social media, when you're only an influencer, is being thrown at you so fast that like it's easy to forget. Whereas like people will be in a movie, and so they're doing press for like a couple weeks, and then the movie comes out, and then the movie comes out again on DVD or on streaming platforms. So it's like easier to stay up to date with them, in my opinion. So that's my celebrity fact ramble. I feel like I could keep going on that one too, but let's pick another one. I picked two. Okay. What's this one say? Evolution. Now this one's a touchy subject for some. Evolution is insane. Okay, so because of evolution, I only have one wisdom tooth. Well, I had one wisdom tooth that got taken out, and I think that was absolutely insane. And like, no one believes me. Wow, my dentist believes me, because like they did the X-ray and they're like, yeah, you only have one wisdom tooth, which apparently is very common. It's getting like more and more common, and most of my siblings, I think my one sister surgery, he just like cut the gum and took it out himself because it was like coming out, like it was growing in, so it had already broken the gum, so it was like super easy to get out. And I remember my dentist being all like, sweetie, like, do you need to get like go under? And I was like, no, just get this tooth out of my head. So that's what happened with that. I guess also because of evolution, I have scary eyeballs. was just so stressful. But now I am a seasoned veteran at going to the airport. But you know, now I have that fun memory of the very first time, and I swear it took like 2 hours. 2 hours to like get him from the airport and then take him where he needed to be and then get home. So that's like mostly what I associate Formula One with. I'm not much into like race cars because I think it's a super dangerous sport. The only person that I know that has driven a race car is the Ari guy that was the Bachelor for one time, like a couple seasons ago. And then didn't Patrick Dempsey leave Grey's Anatomy to become a race car driver? Or am I making that up? Or was that like part of the plot? I only watched Grey's Anatomy a few times, like whenever it was just on TV, like my mom or my sister were watching it for a while. So I don't really know. Did I cross reality with the Grey's Anatomy plot there? Or did he really do that? I don't know. So that's my Formula One ramble. I love how it's called Formula One, and I think why is it called that? Does it have to do with the gas, the nitrous? I know more about pink slips than I know Formula One. Okay, like that's all I'm saying. Okay, let's do one more from our pickle jar. The last one. Also, let me know if you guys like this, and I will obviously keep making it. But if the response is poor, I will be sad, but I will survive. Okay. Our last topic is romance. Romance. Now that's a heavy topic. Romance. I'm going to talk about my personal experience with romance. I'm personally a hopeless romantic, but I'm also incredibly cynical at the same time. So I'm really, really cynical until someone like breaks through, and then I am like, I will literally do anything for you. I feel like when I am in a romantic partnership, like I am going the extra mile. I am thinking of the gifts to give you, like it's this whole thing. And I absolutely love it when other people are being romantic. I think it's super cute. But I'm also so cynical. Like, I So